Have you ever felt a presence when you were alone? Perhaps a chilling breeze or the sound of whispers? Tonight, we'll explore a haunted tale that may keep you awake. This story is set in a quiet town, abandoned houses, and restless spirits. In this small town lived an artist named Clara. Clara loved to paint the beautiful sunsets. But there was one house she never dared to approach. It stood alone on the hill, covered in vines. Locals whispered stories about this house. They spoke of a shadow that roamed the halls at night. This shadow was said to whisper secrets of the past. One evening, filled with curiosity, Clara decided to explore the mysterious house. She took her flashlight and walked up the creaky steps. The front door opened with a loud groan, welcoming her inside. Darkness enveloped her, and her heart raced with excitement and fear. As she entered, Clara noticed paint splatters on the walls. Strange. No one had lived here for years. She moved deeper into the house, finding old canvases scattered about. They were unfinished portraits of people with sad, hollow eyes. The air grew colder, and she felt an eerie presence. Clara shook it off and continued her exploration. Suddenly, she heard a whisper. "Help me." Chilled, Clara turned toward the sound. It came from the hallway, leading her deeper into the darkness. Against her better judgment, she followed. The whispers grew louder, echoing her thoughts and fears. Clara discovered a dimly lit room at the end of the corridor. In the center stood a dusty easel, the last painting unfinished. It depicted a woman in a white dress surrounded by darkness. As Clara approached, the air thickened. The woman's eyes seemed to follow her. They were filled with longing and sorrow. Just as Clara reached for the canvas, the whispers intensified. "Finish it. Set us free." Panic surged through her. With trembling hands, Clara picked up a brush. She began to paint with urgency, strokes flying across the canvas. The whispers guided her, filling the room with energy. As she painted, the shadowy figure of the woman began to materialize. Clara realized, this woman was trapped in the painting. Each stroke released more of her spirit, yet darkness clung to her edges. The atmosphere crackled, and Clara felt an overwhelming sense of dread. Finally, Clara finished the painting. The woman smiled, and the room brightened. But then, the shadow lunged at Clara. Startled, she stumbled back, dropping the brush. The house shook as the shadow writhed, struggling against the binding. "You must leave," it screamed. Clara turned and fled down the hall, the whispers now furious. She burst through the front door and ran until she reached the safety of the outside world. Breathing heavily, she glanced back. The house stood still, but the shadow loomed in the window, its whispers fading into silence. That night, Clara dreamt of the woman. She saw a peaceful face, free from sorrow. But she also felt the suffocating presence of shadows lurking close by. Clara grew obsessed with that haunted house. She couldn't shake the feeling that the woman's spirit waited for her return. Every night, she painted, trying to capture that essence. The experiences gnawed at her. Was she helping or creating more chaos? Months passed, and Clara's paintings drew attention. But they felt oddly eerie, unsettling. Viewers began to whisper about the restless spirit. Was she still trapped? Or was Clara becoming part of the story? The haunting presence surrounded her, clinging as shadows danced in her mind. Clara knew she had to confront it. Armed with her brush, she returned to the house, determined to finish what she started. The air was thick with anticipation. As she entered, whispers swirled around her, urging her to complete the unfinished work. In the dim lighting, Clara felt both terrified and resolute. She stood before the easel once again, staring at the ghostly canvas. With each stroke, Clara felt a connection. The whispers intensified, guiding her fingers. She could sense the woman's pain, but also her hope. It was as if their souls intertwined. And then, the final stroke brought the woman's image to life. In that moment, the house erupted in brightness. The shadow grew stronger, yet Clara held her ground. With one final brushstroke, Clara released the spirit of the woman. A sense of calm enveloped the room, a lingering warmth settled where shadows once lingered. As Clara exited the house, she glanced back. The once oppressive darkness was now light and beautiful. The whispers faded, and with them, her fear. The heady feeling of freedom washed over her. That haunting tale teaches us about fear, courage, and overcoming our shadows. Do you have the bravery to face your fears? If you enjoyed this chilling story, please like, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What haunted tale should we explore next? Thank you for joining me tonight, and remember, there may always be a whispering shadow nearby. Sleep tight.